Here we go, guys. Legends League Weekly, week 7.
Welcome back.
You
Welcome
know,
back.
yeah, we were gone the last couple of weeks, scheduling conflicts and
Heard
stuff.
the Cobras were in training. They're in required training in San Francisco.
Yeah, Cobras, man, had a tough loss last week. We lost by a few points. Man, Saquon held my lineup hostage last week. I'm like, because it was like it was an 8 o'clock game, and I'm like, man, I don't even know what to do. So I decided to put him on the bench, and then that was the difference. But I guess we're back at sort of full strength now for the second half of the season. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, so we got Trenchtown holding it down at 6-0, followed by the Munchers and the Roots. And then at the bottom, we got Ridgemont, Inkster, and Shelby at 0-6. Man, tough season for Shelby so far. Um,
I love his trade he did though. I'm just saying that right now. That a Jefferson trade
yeah,
was really good.
might save his
Doesn't help him
season.
this week at all, but
Yeah.
if Aaron Rodgers comes back, man,
Mhm. Well,
pretty
we'll
good.
see. I mean, he's pretty much got to win out to try to make the playoffs. So
Well, I just love it for next year too, because
yeah,
he's a
next year he's
keeper for
got
next year.
something. Yeah.
So I mean, that's like a first, second round pick right there that he got for someone that may or may not come back this year. Jefferson may or may not come back. So
Mm.
ballsy move by Houston.
All right. Yeah, I think you turned your camera off again.
Oh man, hold on. They're coming to get me. They're trying to
Mm.
black bag me.
Mm. So
Am I back?
yeah, you're back.
All right.
So I guess we're just gonna get right to the matchups.
Yep, yep.
On top of my screen, we got the Cobras versus the Munchers. What do you think in this matchup?
Let me pull it up since I got black screen there. So let me take a look at this. Week 7 isn't like almost halfway to playoffs almost.
Yeah, we got 14 weeks, so yeah, we're about to reach the halfway point. 14-week season.
Uh, so the thing on with the Cobras rooting for it sucks is Lamar Jackson versus Detroit. You know, he could put up 40 points or he can put up 12.
Mhm.
Depends on what defense you're going to get out there. Tua is basically MVP candidate. St. Brown's awesome. ETN, if he has another game like he did last week, I mean, Beaver Creek's rolling on all cylinders. Walker's playing great. DJ Moore doesn't even have to do a lot. I mean, they're just kind of really rolling on everything. So
Mhm.
there's not too much to say on Beaver Creek. I feel like what Cairo needs is you need to have some of your higher picks start stepping up and overachieving their projections. Like Stevenson's been a disappointment. I'm sure you'd probably agree on that.
Yeah.
Laporte has been like probably one of your best picks, and you know it's hard to win games when a rookie tight end's your main overperformer.
Mhm.
I think Pittman having Gardner as his quarterback all year now, at least maybe you'll be more consistent. You might not get those high ceiling games, but I think you're going to get a high floor. Um, I think it's going to be really hard for you to take out Tua, St. Brown, ETN, and Walker. I have to go with the number 2 ranked team in the league, Beaver Creek.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough week for us. Yeah, man. Stevenson's been such a disappointment.
Yeah.
Not having Barkley definitely just didn't help, through the season. And then, like I said, all my points were on the bench last week. I mean, I was going to play Barkley, but then that 8-20 matchup, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. They were saying he's going to play, but him playing could have been 8 snaps. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't really know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I left him on the bench, so that definitely cost me last week.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
Giants being so shitty too. It's just like, you know, like what are they gonna do? You know, it's like it's hard to get that garbage time and count on that garbage time points when they're not really playing for anything right now.
All right, so we're gonna go over to the next matchup. We got Dearborn versus the Cornells. Uh yeah, man, I think this is a really, really good matchup here. Cornell's got Trevor Lawrence starting this week against New Orleans on a Thursday game. I don't like Thursday games personally. I don't even like playing guys on Thursday matchups. But I mean, Lawrence is having a solid season. The rest of his team's looking pretty good. I'm not sure exactly what Addison did last week. I think he had a pretty decent game, but obviously not having Jefferson. You would think it kind of improves Addison, but at the same time, they're going to focus on covering Addison now. So and with the Hawks, I mean, again, I think they always thought they would have had a better record than what they have right now, but at least they're still in the playoff spot. I do like Cooper Kupp. I like the Diggs matchup. Harris, I don't know. He's been kind of like you said, not really overachieving, just kind of par. But I do like the matchups for Dearborn, so I'm going to take Dearborn this week.
It's interesting. You got Puka versus Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's a chance that if Stafford sucks, they both could suck, but they both can eat. I mean, I think it's pretty good, matchup on that. Trevor Lawrence picking up Lawrence the week that Fields goes down. That's pretty lucky, but you picked up someone that's also hurt because Lawrence is also battling an injury bug. I think Addison only had like a couple, like 2 catches or 3 catches with a touchdown. Hawkinson's getting all those carries. And then, Madison is not too bad when it comes to volume. It's just he doesn't have a lot of production. Looking down the line, Kamara's doing great. He's kind of like plug and playing some players here and there, trying to kind of stay afloat. Hopefully, waiting for Jefferson to come back. I love Josh Allen, Diggs. Jones coming back. We'll see what he can do. Maybe that's what the Packers offense needs, is a solid run game that will help with the wide receivers. Funny, Najee Harris was 2nd, 3rd round pick, and I think Dearborn picked him up off of free agency.
Mm-hmm.
So I've said I don't like Najee Harris all season. I don't know what's going on. They're not using him right, and he's not running great. So if I had to choose between the two, I'm probably going to lean towards the better quarterback and the better overall wide receivers. I'm going to lean towards Dearborn.
All right. Next matchup we got Inkster versus Ridgemont. Get right game for somebody here. Somebody's going to move up to 3 and 4. Kind of get up out of that bottom of the standings. Inkster, Garoppolo, man, I don't know. I think that's been kind of the tale for Inkster this year. Just been their quarterback play. I think they had Watson going for a while. Now you got Garoppolo. We got Schultz on the buying a lineup in his lineup. I don't think he has a tight end. Probably gonna have to figure something out here in the next few days. And then you got Ridgemont, like it's Stafford could, but they're playing Pittsburgh. So I mean, Pittsburgh's been, I don't know. I feel like Stafford and Adams is probably gonna be enough to get them through this game here. I do like Gabe Davis. He's been, just consistent. He did have like kind of a dud last week, but he's been pretty consistent through the season. So I'm going to take Ridgemont to win this one.
Yeah, it's interesting looking at this as, you got Garoppolo on one side, Devonta Adams on the other. That's assuming Garoppolo plays. So, you might get Derek Carr in there as a possibility. And then, he's fairly average. He's starting to throw the ball more than 6 yards down the field. Looking over on Ridgemont's side, I love Josh Palmer. I watched the game yesterday, being a huge Keenan Allen fan, and he was catching everything that was thrown towards him. He was catching. And Zeke could be the best running back on New England right now because he's playing like it. I think he had a 76-yard touchdown called back on a hold. And Kyle Pitts is starting to look somewhat playable. So it's basically it might be whoever hits 100. They're both projected to not get there right now, but I think it could be the first to 100 is the first to win. So I'm probably going to lean towards Ridgemont just because of the shaky quarterback play, and then the tight end that hasn't been picked up yet. There's not a lot out there in general, so hopefully that gets resolved prior to kickoffs.
All right, and then we got the next matchup here. We got Riverdale versus Rochester. Riverdale's, keeping some mystery here with the lineup. They haven't had it quite filled out, but obviously with the trade and stuff, I think he's just waiting for that to get settled. Yeah, they're playing really good right now. Good lineup, solid team. All the matchups seem pretty good. I can't really see anything that's in there bad. Kareem Hunt might not even be in the lineup when this is all said and done. He scored a touchdown last week. I know Ford looked pretty good last week too, so I don't know how that's going to shake out. For Rochester, he doesn't have Burrow, who's been kind of, he's been all right. I guess as far as real football, he's been kind of, they're doing just good enough. Fantasy wise, he's been completely like kind of all over the place. I do like, the Jacksonville receiver duo he has. But again, we were just talking about Lawrence. I guess it's all dependent on him. So I gotta go with Riverdale. I thought I can really pick an upset here. I like his team, he like his players, but it just hasn't been quite panning out for him. So I'm gonna go with the Roots on this. Got any thoughts on your game?
Yeah, obviously, I have the lineups kind of moved out just so I can kind of see where things are at prior to the players coming over on Saturday. I still, because of the bye, I'm gonna have to plug and play, someone on the bench. So maybe it'll be Hunt. I'll take a shot at that. Hope Red comes off of his honeymoon and puts Burrow in there. Try to get someone. He needs some type of quarterback in there. I'm pretty happy with how things are going. Trade really hurt my depth a bit, but that's what has to happen. I think Waddle and Hill can be together like top 15 receivers. So I wish I had them out in other trade offers and no one kind of replied back. But I've got a lot of gambling right now on Watson. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, man. Our next matchup here is Hell Michigan versus Las Vegas. I was looking at Hell Michigan. They still got $100 in their budget. I don't even know if they even I have to go back and look to see if they actually even picked anybody up through the season so far. Maybe they have on free. I don't know. But I was like, man, they still got $100 left to play with. I like the matchups all the way down the board. Evans has been pretty solid. He would have had a big touchdown last week against the Lions if I think the pass got tipped, like the first player of the game. The pass got tipped. He was wide open. It would have been an absolute touchdown. I couldn't draft Mike Evans after he burned me last season, but he's actually been playing pretty good. The last couple of games has been like I said, he would have had a touchdown last week if that. I think the pass got tipped at the line of scrimmage and got intercepted by the Lions. He was like literally by himself, like 20 yards up the field. Nobody would have got him. So McCaffrey, I don't know if he's playing or not. It's McCaffrey. I'm pretty sure he's gonna play, but I know that's been kind of up in the air right now. They haven't quite been putting out anything. I don't even know if he practiced today or not. But overall, I'm still gonna have to take Hell on this one. I do like. He's got Tyreek Hill doing backflips for Las Vegas. Dobbs at his quarterback. He's been serviceable, but that's not like somebody you're gonna probably look to win you a game. McLaurin's been good, but I don't know. I do like the Zach Evans pickup, but that's kind of speculative. You know, I don't know if he's going to be the starter or not this week. So I'm going to go with Hell on this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they're gonna play McCaffrey. You got this game, another game, and then their bye week, so it makes sense. Similar to how Detroit is, rest their running back for a couple of weeks and come back fully healthy. Um, I really liked Vegas. If Vegas had a better quarterback or could make a move for one, if they had like Trevor Lawrence, a healthy Trevor Lawrence, then I really like this team a lot more. They do got a lot of plug and play people because of the bye weeks really hurting a lot of teams. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. People needed to kind of prepare for it. Um, I think it's going to be dependent on which Jared Goff shows up. I mean, there is a world where Dobbs outperforms Goff with Goff playing a stingy um, Baltimore defense, and his road home splits are pretty bad. Hard to go against Tariq Hill. Dude's on pace for like 2,300 yards right
Yeah,
now,
crazy. Yeah.
which is crazy. I think that's could be enough to get him over the hump. I just don't see, even though I like a lot of, I think Vegas's players. I think Hell just has way too much across the board on every matchup. Unless something crazy happens with Tyreek and he goes nuclear, I'm going to lean towards Hell as well.
Yeah, he's got, like I said, Evans and then Ahmed as his running backs. Like this is kind of speculation. I guess he's kind of rolling the dice here to hoping those guys get big minutes. Obviously, if they play and they do solid, this could be a completely different game with that. But yeah, like you said, I'm gonna go with Hell too. Um, we got the Shelby Shockers going against the Moose Knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
Man, tough season for the Shockers. I think at the beginning of the season we were all talking about how much we like their roster. Like, yeah, Shelby's looking like they're gonna do something this year, and then it just hasn't panned out. They haven't been scoring a whole lot of points. I don't see how that's really gonna change this week. Tennessee has been, they've actually been playing good. They just kept getting everybody's best shot every week,
Mm-hmm.
especially the first 2 weeks of the season. So I think things are turning around for them. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take Tennessee on this.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the Shelby Shockers, I mean, Sensitives, I mean, Shockers, um, you know, they, I thought they were going to be better than what they were, and sometimes it just doesn't roll like that. And um, you kind of chalk it up to Cincinnati starting pretty poorly, having two Cincinnati starters and Mixon and Higgins. I'm a Higgins owner in another league, and I'm disappointed in him, but he's probably going to bounce back. It's kind of like talking about Tyreek and Waddle. Higgins and Chase can be two top 15 receivers in the league on their own. Connor going out, Dell going out. Um, he had Jefferson going out. He's starting right now, Deontay Johnson, who is on IR right now and has not um, been okay to come back. So definitely needs to kind of fill in the blank on that. Tennessee, um, what can you say? He's got, Mostert, Ayuk, Debo, Hurts. He's going to have Waddle coming up soon with a startable Madison, who's taken a lot more volume since Jefferson's out. So you got better at depth, and you got wide receivers can win games in this league, especially since you can start four of them. So he's going to be able to do that with two pretty good pass catching running backs. So I'm going to have to lean towards Tennessee.
All right. And then the final matchup, we got Frenchtown versus Stay Strap. Um, the Stay Strap, I mean, their firepower is obviously with the Cowboys, who are on a bye this week. Um, yeah, unless he gets a quarterback, he's going to have to start Jones, who's been completely just trash. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then Pollard's been really solid this year. I don't know who he's going to do about replacing that. Obviously, he can move up Jonathan Taylor up there. Who's back? He's been, he's a little, he's been kind of getting there. I think they're going to probably get him a lot more touches this week. As you can see, they're kind of easing them back, easing them back in. Um, but then you got over here Trenchtown. I mean, they pretty much got their lineup. Obviously, he's not really missing too much here. It's going to be kind of hard to take him off this week. Thielen was a really good pickup for him off free agency. He ain't got no money now though, so I mean, if anything goes wrong, I don't know what's going to happen, But yeah, I think Frenchtown moves up to 7-0 this week.
Frenchtown? Yeah, I mean, you got I think Thielen might be the free agent pickup. I mean, A-Chain could be that as well because the dude's just a
Well,
monster
he was
once he's back
drafted,
too.
so I don't know.
Oh,
Like,
A-Chain was?
somebody drafted him and then they dropped him. I know they was.
Well, Thielen was drafted too, and they got dropped after the first week by Dearborn.
Mhm.
And then Nico Collins on my side. I mean, I haven't looked at free agency, but I know that's been a pretty decent find on my end too. So, I mean, you got Herbert versus KC and Mahomes. So
Mhm.
it's going to be a shootout, and I think that's where the points are going to come. Um, when you have a team that has such a handicap due to the bye. I mean, one, two, three, four, five players on a bye, and it's kind of and there's only 5 bench spots,
Mhm.
so it's like you have to almost have an entire uh, ready to go bench to fill in the players, and it's really hard to do if you're not prepping up to that bye.
Mhm.
I think it's week 7, which is what we're at now. I think week 11 is the other one where it's pretty crazy. So those are things you kind of have to look at and kind of fine tune it in order so you don't get caught like this, or you take a L for a week and then you're back at it again next week. So because obviously you can't drop Dak, Tony Pollard, just to pick up fucking Jerick McKinnon and Jamal Williams or something, So you have to kind of really just maybe just take a L. I mean, I never really look at a week bye weeks. I've had it to where I've had to not play people or play just crappy people, and you take that L, and then you come back stronger, full strength the next week sometimes. So
Well, yeah.
that's probably what's going to happen here with the Frenchtown Mafia running wild, staying undefeated.
Yeah, I think they still pull this off. So yeah, those are our matchups for this week. Yeah, man. I still think we're about to do a Cairo do going into the second half. I think we're gonna get our lineup back and we're gonna be looking real good. So I think we're gonna make this playoff push. I don't know if we're gonna get through this week. I don't know, but I think the second half of the season, I think we're gonna get all our guys back and we'll start looking good. Like I said, with Lamar playing against the Lions, I don't know because the Lions defense has been looking good. So like, I would like to say this is going to be a high scoring game or something like that, but I don't know. The Lions defense has been looking good. I think that's actually been like their saving grace right now. Everybody's been really excited, but I'm like, dude, they only scored 20 points last week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like the defense won the game. I'm like against most teams, 20 points ain't gonna be enough. So I think their defense has been really solid. Yeah, that's all I really my thoughts.
I mean, you got to think you got Baltimore doesn't have a running game without Lamar. There's a running game. They don't really have receivers that are a threat, which is an issue that's been hampering them for years, besides Mark Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's kind of hard to see where the threat is besides controlling Lamar Jackson. So, uh, I think that's kind of going to be what's going to happen. But I also want to emphasize this because we talked about get right games and look at the schedule. So, this year we got the top 7 are in the playoffs, correct?
Yeah.
So if you look at the 6th seed down to the 13th seed, they're basically almost a game apart. You got 2 teams at 3-3, then you got 6 teams at 2-4. So if you're even at the 13th seed and you get some wins together, you're in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like that bulk of teams right there are fighting for 2 spots. So just think if you're 2-4 and like, man, my season's over.
you're one win away from being in the 6th seed
Yeah.
right now.
So yeah, plenty of
So
football left.
yeah, really start paying attention and make these competitive and be out there talking trades. I sent like 6 messages and like 5 people didn't return a message.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it doesn't have to be a trade, but definitely there's other ways than spending 100% of your fab to improve your roster for a third string running back.
So yeah, yeah. On a real life tip, man, I don't know what man. They should honestly, Baltimore should probably fire their GM. They should even think about Harbaugh too. I don't know. Maybe it's just outdated. I'm just like, you got one of the most. I don't want to say electric, but he can pretty much do it all on the field, and then he's got like nothing around him. It seems like they just keep kind of putting everything into that defense, and then they sign Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, Zay Flowers was a good draft pick, but I was just like, if this guy had some offense around him, they'd probably be a lot better. I mean, everybody says defense wins games, but I'm like, no. I think quarterbacks win Super Bowls personally. That's how I kind of see it. So I mean, I feel like you should be doing everything you can to either protect them or help them out. So I don't know what's going on with Baltimore.
Yeah, it's definitely you got to think their starting running back went down too. So
Mm.
and he was looking pretty good prior to that. But it's kind of tough out there, out in the GM world,
Yeah,
and
it
as
definitely ain't
as
easy.
as Lions fans, we should understand that because it seems like we finally have a capable one now that's got a good philosophy and staying with it and drafting and in most cases hitting their draft picks pretty well right now. So
Yeah, so yeah, I guess that's all I really got to say. Yeah, NBA season, which I really care about. Next week we hooping. You know what I'm saying? I'm super excited for that. We got the Pistons. I think they start on the road the first couple of games, and then I'm gonna try to hit the season opener next Saturday. I think they got Chicago next Saturday coming in, so I'm gonna try to hit that up. Really excited for them Pistons. We gonna see what happens with that. If K's healthy, we got a shot at a play in. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to see is some improvement here. K don't make it, then pack it up, I guess, But
yeah, they
yeah,
need, they need to hit on one of these European boys that they get in the second round, and all of a sudden, 5 years later, he's a 26-12 person.
we'll see how
Like how,
I saw Wimby crossing up Chet,
hmm,
which is like to me, that's the future of the league. To me, it's like it's gonna be a whole bunch of tall, lanky guys doing crossovers and shooting three. I feel like that's just what the league is gonna be now. If you don't have some 7'4" guy that can do it all, I think that's just what basketball is just kind of turning into now. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited
yeah,
for NBA though. I'm super
yeah,
excited
I
for it.
saw Wimby block a fadeaway jump shot with his in a rebound position with his back to the shooter. Um, Pretty crazy. I mean, he definitely has some talent that seems extremely video game esque. I mean, he reminds
Mhm.
me of Kevin Usher back in the day on the Sega Dreamcast.
Sure, right. Yeah, if you're in the card world, I say just stack up on your Wemby rookie cards right now. I say get them. If you're in a football collecting, sell all your Brock Purdy's. His cards are through the roof right now, and I don't think that's gonna last. I just don't see Brock Purdy being like some Hall of Fame player. So if you got a Brock Purdy card, dump it right now. Get rid of it. Uh, I'm just using up time here just to talk. What else we got going on. Yeah, that's all my thoughts on everything right now. Chet Holmgren might be rookie of the year. If you got some Chet Holmgren cards, hold them from last year because he could be rookie of the year. I mean, we'll see here soon. I saw they just got they traded for Kevin Porter, who's going through Kevin Porter stuff, but I think they're waiving him. I think they're trading him and they traded him to OKC and then they're waiving him. So I don't know where he's going to end up. If anybody wants the guy right now at this point,
He's
you
about
know.
to end up in Jackson State Penitentiary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what. Yeah, so. But yeah, that's all my little thoughts about just
Yeah, I heard he spiked pile drived his girlfriend or something and broke her neck or whatever.
yeah. So might not be any more Kevin Porters. If you have some Kevin Porter cards, you should have dumped them because they're probably worthless now. But yeah, that's it for this week. I know you gotta
Yeah,
get to it.
yeah,
Get some
you
Del
know.
Taco back there.
Oh, you see that?
Yeah.
I've only ate there once, so I had some Detroit wings today, Cajun rub. That shit was good as hell. So that was my lunch today at work. So pretty good. So Detroit Wing Company, Cajun rub. That's a route to go
Mhm.
right there.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I guess that's all we got this week, fellas. We'll be back
Yep. Good
next
luck,
week.
everyone.
Good luck to everybody, except for whoever I'm playing. Sammy, you know what I'm saying? We coming for you, coming right at you. What I'm really hoping for is McCaffrey doesn't play so I can play the backup who I picked up. Because I think if McCaffrey doesn't play, I think he's an instant, probably top 15, top 20 play. So
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
really hoping McCaffrey doesn't play. And I think that might be enough to get us over. We'll see though.
Yeah. I'm about to break those wedding bells that Red's feeling right now. Honeymoon's over, sir.
Well, all right, man. We'll check you guys out next week. Peace out. I'll talk to you later though,
Peace.
you know.
Yes, sir.
All
Later.
right, bro.